Alright guys, hi guys, welcome to this new video, and here we are going to talk about what happened with Andrew Tate, why he was arrested. Alright guys, welcome to this new video. Hi guys. Alright guys, welcome to this new video, and here we are just doing a small live about Andrew Tate, what happened to him, why he was arrested, and we can give now 3 small considerations about what we can learn about Andrew Tate's situation. So first of everything, if you don't know, but probably you know, Andrew Tate was like a massive influencer, one of the biggest in the planet, and he was known for his very polite strategy of communication, basically about extreme masculine, which was defined by some like toxic masculinity, and his core business was basically like an OnlyFans business where he was managing different women, like different girls, for explicit content for OnlyFans, and we was like a manager taking a percent. Now we know for sure that this is like a very borderline business, and this is actually the first point that I would like to analyze. Why? Because this is very borderline situation, and just think about like the same business in real life. In some country is like, you know, when you manage people who sell their body. I mean, in some country is legal, like is like basically prostitution. In some country is legal. I'm thinking about, for example, Germany, like the same job. So for example, when you manage, like there are big company in Germany, like where they manage girls, for example, but even boys, that they sell their body for sexual activity, of course, and they get a percentage, and of course they manage them, they manage their financial position, they help them to pay tax, to do medical analysis and everything. So the same job exists actually in real life. In this case is even less, because there is no like a physical contact. It's just explicit image or videos or contents or private show, but it's not like something involving sex. But I mean, like, let's try to translate the same business in the real life. But as I say, there are countries that this business is legal, and other where it's not legal. For example, like here in Italy, where I'm recording this video now, it's not legal, but the same business actually is done like from the black market, from like a criminal organization, where basically they manage girls and they just give them like a really few percent, and they take all money. And of course this is illegal, and we know for sure that this is like the same situation in most of the country in the world. That's why honestly I'm more for the German style. I'm sure there are other countries. I just saying German because I've been there and I saw by myself, and honestly it's something that is, I mean, I don't care, but I don't judge people from morality. I don't like the idea for pay for sex, but I know that this is the oldest job in the world, so that we always people who wanna pay for this service. So it's better always to legalize, so at least people who do this, they are in the hand of the state and not in the hands of criminal organization. So saying that, in general, just let's assume and no, let's just consider you're doing like a really borderline business. This is it, because some countries legal, some countries not, but you are delivering a service that is, you know, comparable to this service. I mean, is general like selling explicit content, and you are managing people for it, but you are delivered not in one country but in multiple countries. And just think about it, because maybe you are delivering this service, you know, people they are paying your subscription from Germany, but maybe other are paying from Dubai or from some Muslim country, and so like, or just from very conservative country. So imagine about it, you know, it's very extended, you know, the people that you are delivering this service, and this service is very borderline. So for sure, you are going to have some problems. And of course, according to your place of residency, you know, in your financial structure, this can be even more borderline. Especially, and I mean, this can be okay. Like, I mean, if you are selling your image, your, you know, your face. So in this case, you are doing your OnlyFans, your personal OnlyFans. Why? Because at least your image is less complicated, and we are assuming you are the owner, I know, like, of your body, and you can do whatever you want with your body. We know, and even there, you know, we know for sure that in many countries this is not possible. I mean, maybe like just a video image, yes, but imagine the same service, like a sex service, you know, said like a, you know, sold like in some country, very religious or very conservative country. This is not possible. That's it. So even there, but imagine when you do this for other people, this like is very borderline in every kind of piece, in every kind of place, especially if you do this for other people. So just, you know, saying that, just assuming, you know, you are doing a very borderline business. It's okay, you can do, because it's okay, you know, at the beginning everything is borderline, especially when it's new. Think about crypto 5 years ago and even now, or think about people who were doing e-commerce 10 years ago. Yeah, I remember nobody was paying a VAT, you know, even if they were selling in some country where it was like impossible to have a track record of their sale. And so nobody, at the beginning here in Europe, Amazon FBA, nobody was paying VAT. And after, you know, every government made their regulation, so they force now Amazon to ask VAT, you know, in order to collect the tax, you know. So at the beginning, everything is borderline. So it's okay. And honestly, if you want to make money in everything, every kind of business, especially in online business, you have to start for first. That's it. You have to start for first. So I agree what you've done. Like, I mean, it's okay. I mean, nobody have done before him, or maybe somebody else already done. And I'm sure that in every country, even here where I am, probably somebody is managing a OnlyFans for some years and just taking a percent, of course. But if you're doing a very borderline business, okay? So first consideration, if you are doing a very borderline business, don't show up it on, you know, on social media. You know, you don't need to say to the world, especially if you are so big influencer, you don't need to say to the entire world, you know, that you are managing girls in OnlyFans and taking a percent. Why? I mean, if you know, this is going to bring you more clients, more people that will buy your OnlyFans. Yeah, maybe, but is it worth it? Because, I mean, probably the target is different. And even, I mean, no, in this case, the market is very general, because every kind of people would like to pay maybe for this service. Isn't the risk, you know, is too high, you know, because you're doing a very borderline business. So, you know, imagine like 10 years ago, you were doing e-commerce without neither regulation for pay tax or VAT or, you know, or drop shipping, this kind of stuff, you know. It was a very borderline business 10 years ago. Why do you need to show up on social media like crazy? Of course, especially if you're a super big influencer like Andrew was and is still. of course somebody will ask you some questions, especially if you are doing a borderline business, So this is my first consideration. I mean, even if you will get some more clients for your business, showing everything on social media, sometimes, you just don't need it. Especially if he was saying that he was doing like I mean, it was crazy. I don't believe everything, because he was saying like he was doing more than 10 million for a month, even more. I don't believe it, honestly. He was rich and he still is rich, and probably he will do, I don't know, like a 500,000 for a month, if we want to assume it. Maybe yes, with all his business. But so even there, if you're doing so much money, do you really need to show up everything, to show the world what are your business? I mean, if you are like and say that you have guns in your house and you are a gangster and everything, why don't you just enjoy your fucking money? Because at the end, it's just ego, and the ego is the most stupid, is the most stupid reason for show up everything. And actually, we are right to the second point. I mean, you don't need to show up, and show up everything is very stupid, especially if you are in your position. And here we are, like, especially about, I mean, you don't showing up everything, showing up that you have a private jet, showing up that you just have a Ferrari, Bugatti, and being so explicit about how much you are rich. Sometimes it's just useless. Where's the the profit? Your profit. You will get more money because people will see you as an example. Again, maybe yes, but do you really need that? I mean, like, we have one question. I mean, if you are really hard for real, so rich, do you need that money? Yeah, some money will come from social media, but do you really need that money if you really are rich? I mean, come on, have you ever seen like Donald Trump or Warren Buffett or Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk showing their, making video of their Ferrari, or when they do private jet? No, you don't know, because they are for real rich. I mean, this is the difference. If you need to show show like a luxury life for be able to pay that luxury life, you are not rich. That's it. You're just playing a very stupid game, and at the end, you will pay for it. And this is what happened to Andrew. And actually, I know in this social media, there are especially in Instagram, there are like, it's full of influencer. I'm thinking about a couple of that I will not give a name to you, but I mean, showing up like private jet, showing up like yacht and Bugatti and everything, just for sell you something. At the end, every like a government will ask you to do so. You have to always have to think, because the government will ask you to pay for it. I mean, this is just not possible. Again, trust this situation in real life. This is like a social media. Yeah, this is like a YouTube. Okay, translate this to real life. Is it possible that a company, I don't know, like doing the same, in real life, like that? Have you ever seen like an influencer in the television that say, buy my course and you will be rich, or something like that, or showing you like many girls and say like, if you want to be a real man, you have to be part of our community, and and say so masculine stuff. Is it possible to see this in real life, in your television? I mean, television is not real life, but it's, as far understanding, it's very regulated place. Can you imagine, like, we have something called about claims. You can't say my course will make you rich. You can say, follow these steps and you will be a real man. You can say this to the real life. And I'm saying like, yeah, television, but even if you have like a product, and you say like in the supermarket, and you write on your on the label of your product, this product will make you skinny or will make you more will increase your muscles. You can't, just you can't, because this is a misleading claim, and if somebody will see it, you will have a lot of problems. Now the point is that yes, YouTube or social media, Instagram is is huge. It's impossible to control everything, but as soon as you became so big, somebody will ask you to do it. I mean, somebody will ask to to prove what you're doing, to prove that your business is 100% legal. And as I say, if you're doing something this is borderline, especially at the beginning, and I'm not against doing something borderline, and I don't think there used to be like a ethical in the business. I mean, because it's something relative, something that can be good for me can't be good for you, maybe because I'm not a religion person, not conservative, but you are. So I want to do everything in my life according to not disrespect you, so this is important for me. Everyone must be free. But if you are like you can do a borderline business. The problem is especially if you're doing a borderline business that is against what the majority of the people think and believe, you are going to you have to predict, you have to assume that somebody will ask you some questions, and there you must be perfect. You must have a perfect defense. Otherwise, and this is very difficult, especially when you have a business where you manage people, in general. I don't want to say like, but people who work and sell their body, honestly, like I think there's like also problematic situations probably in general. Like, I know this is a stereotype, but as often this stereotype are true, and if you, especially big numbers, when you manage many people, you have to imagine that somebody will will have probably a bad situation, and they will, especially if you are showing that you have a great life, they will try to point their finger against you, because you're just using them in their mind. If they are not happy as you are happy, they will try to take something from you. And I know it's sad, but this is the life. That's it. So honestly, this is my second point. And for the last point, polarization strategy. Andrew Tate, as like looks like everyone in social media right now is using the polarization strategy. So, and it's the same, polarization strategy works, but until a certain point. And as I say, it's like a consequence of the second point. What I mean by that, polarization, is that you have to go against somebody, like especially against the majority. Why? Because there will be always some people who wanna be different, and they really wanna do everything for proof that they are different, and often they need like an idea to associate, because people are lazy. People don't wanna create their own ideas. They just wanna associate with other ideas, especially if these ideas are against the majority, because they wanna feel different and special. So it's very easy when you wanna sell something, propose and position yourself as you are, the alternative. You are, the alternative, idea, the alternative life to like a wrong model. And so generally, when you position yourself, from against the majority, people like it, especially if you scream, and do, things in a certain way. People, I don't want to do like a course about polarization, but basically it works like this, honestly. And you have to always go against the majority. And we have this like since childhood, like think about every movie. There's always like the principal character who goes against the opinion of the majority, and he win. Or in general, like everything, when you go against the majority, you are the hero in general, and it's very easy to associate. And also you have like a stronger identity, because in your mind you can manage to have like a lower position against the majority, but it makes also like a club, a group. This is why when every like small influencer, when influencers are small, the community is stronger. But after when the influencer, becomes bigger, this is the same also about athletes and everything, or big personalities, celebrities. When they became bigger, the community start to become less strong, start to become weak. Why? Because they became for everyone, and you like when this is just you, there's like a stronger connection. So I mean, polarization of strategy works, and it's worked great for Andrew Tate. Amazing, he created one of the strongest community. Why? Because this is very polarization. He had a very polarization message, because he was going against like an idea. This is very big. So even if his community was really big, the idea that he was fighting was much bigger. And so why? Because he's going against was the movement, the actual movement, especially like when he talked about feminist, and like and he goes against progression, especially when we talk about, for example, transgender or toxic feminism or toxic masculinity. This is like a way that the society is going. So like the majority of people, and the society in general is like is starting to go in that direction, and he is going along in that other direction. So it's easier, because it's not easier, but even this is the situation. This is difficult. So people like more that situation, because you are fighting against a completely direction that is going from the other side. So honestly, it worked, and it worked great for Andrew. But this is okay as soon as you are weak, as soon as you are small. But more you became big, more the situation start to collapse. And this is often happened to big influencer. When they become too big, problems will arrive. So honestly, these are my 3 points for Andrew Tate. And if I can be honest with you, he made a great so these are my 3 points for Andrew Tate. Sorry, like I saw was blocked everything. So I honestly, these are my 3 points against Andrew Tate. The analysis, not like against. So these are my 3 points against Andrew Tate. So these are my 3 points, my consideration with Andrew Tate, what he's done. Honestly, I don't agree, as I say, like I didn't like the idea that he was first time he was blocked from social media. I didn't like, honestly, I don't share almost really few things about his message, and in general, like even there when how he's proposing his message is very wrong. I mean, you can propose that idea, and partially I agree with some of his ideas, but you have to propose your ideas in a different way, and not that type of conversation which looks like is like rejecting every critical thought. So honestly, I don't like the characters, but I understand like the strategy of the communication. Anyway, I didn't like the when he was blocked from the first time from social media, banned, and I didn't. And now like, but about like the process, and the fact that he was arrested, that, as I say, like it's too easy, it's too early for give an opinion, honestly. And I don't like the people start to say Andrew is innocent, Andrew had to go to the jail and everything, because at the end it's like his fan will always defend him, and people against him will always say they have to go to the jail. So honestly, I don't like the fan situation. I mean, you don't have to be a fan, you always have to see the situation for what they are, and you must be honest, especially like if we are talking about other people, and legal stuff, and situation that can give like problems to other people, and legality in general. I like to be transparent, and for sure, like I don't like polarization in this case. When the world will divide between his fan and his enemies. No, I mean, you just, even if you are your fan is fan, you must be honest and just listen what the judge will say, and accept it. That's it. Even and it's the same for people who are against him. So honestly, I think there are people who will judge him, and we just have to assume that they will have a better, they will give a better consideration than us, honestly. I mean, this is what I think, and in general, like my analysis was more about his business strategy, so about showing up too much, about doing a borderline business, and talk about everything. No, I didn't like in general, like having like a strictly polarization strategy, which can be good at the beginning, but at the end, it's not worth it. Honestly, this is it. I hope you like enjoyed this video, and if you can, like just leave me a comment below and just say what you think about Andrew and what you think is going to happen now. And okay, guys, hope to see you soon, and see you to next live. Peace.